A truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this set of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A pleasant evening to you and many thanks for joining us on the Beetv Major News at 6, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili. Now the news in details. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo has promised to rebuild the 25 shops belonging to the Police Officers' Wives Association that was razed by fire on Monday morning. Governor Okpebholo said he would support affected traders to restock their shops. The Edo State Governor made the promise when he visited the scene of the fire incident to assess damage caused by the overnight fire. Best Orator completes the report.
Governor Monday Okpebholo described the incident as disturbing and linked it to ongoing acts of violence and sabotage in the area. He told the shop owners that recent events in Ekpoma, East and West local government area of Edo State pointed to a pattern of coordinated attacks, even as he dismissed claims that the attackers were Fulani herdsmen. Okpebholo said the attackers were political elements bent on destabilizing the area, in that they are killing people with the name they are Fulanis, but they are not Fulanis. He said they are political elements and that his administration have started arresting them. The governor said no matter how highly placed they are, the government will go after all of them and bring them to justice.
For me, I felt very bad when I heard this news this morning. A lot of things is happening here now, but we are going after them. They are killing our people, name they are Fulanis. They are not Fulanis. It's political elements. I will go after them, I'm serious. We have started arresting them. The burning down of this shop is still the same thing, the same people doing it. But there's nothing to fear. Our people will not suffer just for nothing. There is no way that we have peace in our place. We will go after all of them, no matter how highly placed they are.
Governor Okpebholo, who assured the immediate reconstruction of the affected shops, urged the traders to remain calm. He said after the building, they will take inventory so that the traders can return to their shops without going to borrow from the bank.
I just want you people to be patient. I'll make sure between now and Friday, they will come and start building this place for you people. Time we are done in the building, we are going to take inventory so that you go back to your shop without going to borrow money from the bank.
Two victims of the fire incident, Mr. Isjue Uholu and Professor Aremelu Augustine Thomas, said the fire started around midnight and spread rapidly, leaving them helpless, and said they watched their properties burn until about 5 a.m. without any help.
It's about 12 midnight, we got a call that our shops were on fire. We came here, in less than 30 seconds, the whole building went down.
These persons, Your Excellency, they are downtrodden people. I have a shop here. I'm a professor. By the grace of God, I can fend for myself even without the shop. But there are some of them here who are below poverty. But yet, they are trying to make ends meet here. Just last night here, their life has been reduced to rubble.
Owners described the governor's visit as unprecedented, noting that a similar incident had occurred about 2 years earlier on the other side of the shops without such high-level attention. Best Orator reporting for Beetv News.
Ugu Ward 9 in Orion 1 local government area of Edo State have emerged as winner of the maiden football competition organization by Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Osawaru, member representing Orion 1/Umuwonde Federal Constituency, in collaboration with Orion 1 Local Government Council. The tournament is the maiden edition of the Soccer World Cup Finals. Beetv News Favor Kolawole reports that the event recorded great success as the two finalists, Ugu Ward 9 of Orion Local Government and Eho Ward 1 of Umuode Local Government, clashed in an entertaining final that ended 6-1. Best Orator has the details.
The tournament attracted notable personalities from both Orion and Umuode local government areas and beyond, including the Executive Chairman, Edo Sports Commission, Honorable Amadi Desmond in Abulele, the organizer, Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Osawao, the organizer and member representing Orion and Umuode Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives, Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Osawao, the Executive Chairman of Orion Local Government, Honorable Thompson Usaigi, Vice Chairman of Umuode Local Government, Honorable Bobby Yari, among others, including sports enthusiasts and community members. Earlier, Uronigbe North Ward 7 trade tackles with Umuode Ward 7 in the third place. Uronigbe North dominated the first half with a 4-0 lead, following a brilliant strike just 2 minutes after their opening goal. The match ended 7-0, earning Uronigbe North Ward 7 their fourth place in the tournament. Attention then shifted to the grand finale between Ugu Ward 7 of Oriomo and Eho Ward 1 of Umuode. The convener, Chief Dr. Billy Osawa, took the ceremonial kickoff for the final match. The first half ended 1-1 with both teams equalizing between the 4th and 20th minutes of play. The second half witnessed a shift in momentum as Ugu Ward 7 took the lead, scoring a second goal just 5 minutes into play. Their dominance continued with star player Destiny scoring 2 additional goals to extend the lead. At the end of regulation time, jubilations erupted as Ugu Ward 9 emerged champions with a decisive 6-1 victory, leaving Eho Ward 1 as runners-up. The highlight of the day was the presentation of trophies, medals, and most valuable player awards by Chief Dr. Billy Osawa to the first, second, and third place winners. Cash prizes of 1 million naira was presented to the first place Ugu Ward, 700,000 to second.
As part of ongoing security assessment and strategic repositioning in Ekpoma, Esan West local government area, the Commissioner of Police, Edo State Command, CP Monday Agbonika, has ordered the reorganization of the Ekpoma division and approved the posting of CSP Tomofe Wambweze to assume office as the new DPO with immediate effect. The command stated that following a report of a suspected kidnapping along Old INEC Road, Ekpoma, received at about noon on 12th January 2026, the new DPO immediately swung into action and deployed operational resources to track the caller. Technical intelligence and field investigations led to the arrest of the suspect, which later revealed a case of self-kidnapping. The suspect, one Obey Odine, age 18, was arrested for staging her own kidnapping and demanded a ransom of 10 million naira. She has confessed to the crime, admitting that the incident was deliberately fabricated to extort money. The statement says that in a related operation in Ubiaja, the command recorded another major operational success as bush combing strategy yielded success. The divisional police officer Ubiaja personally led a coordinated bush combing operation around Akwacha camp and adjoining forest corridors in collaboration with the Nigerian military and the Edo State Security Corps, ESSC. A concealed forest enclave identified by the drone squadron through intelligence generated from air surveillance as a suspected kidnapping and logistics base was stormed. This results in the arrest of 11 male suspects believed to be members of an organized kidnapping syndicate. Exhibits recovered include 24 Dane guns, 17 cutlasses, 3 battle axes, gunpowder, torchlights, mobile phones, solar panel, extorted charms, 1 day-long motorcycle, and the sum of 209,700 naira cash, among other exhibits. A statement by the police public relations officer ASP Enoi Koidem explained that the Commissioner of Police strongly warns members of the public against engaging in false kidnapping reports and other deceptive acts, noting that such actions waste critical security resources, divert attention from genuine emergencies, create unnecessary panic, and undermine public confidence. Hence, anyone caught will be prosecuted accordingly. It further reiterates the command resolve to sustain technology-driven policing, aggressive forest domination, and intelligence-led operation to dismantle criminal networks across the state. Members of the public are encouraged to continue supporting the police with timely and credible information. The Edo State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Mrs. Eugenia Abdallah, has been honored with the Defender of Women's Rights Award by the Twins Program Entertainment Agency and Miss Beauty Pageant International in recognition of her remarkable contributions toward promoting the rights and dignity of women in the state. The award was presented to the Commissioner during a courtesy visit to her office in Benin City by the organizers led by the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director, Mr. Udo Peter Oshoma. In her remarks, Mrs. Abdallah appreciated the organizers for the recognition bestowed on her, describing the award as an encouragement to continue serving women and vulnerable groups across the state with renewed dedication. She noted that the honor represents not just her personal efforts, but the collective work of the ministry in promoting unity, inclusion, and social development in the state. The Commissioner advocated for sustainable progress in women's empowerment through cooperation, mutual respect, and partnership with stakeholders and organizations that share the same vision of justice and equality. She emphasized the importance of giving women the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to society and reaffirmed her commitment to policies and programs that protect women's rights to enhance their social and economic well-being. Speaking during the presentation, Mr. Oshoma described the Commissioner as a dynamic, reliable, and dedicated public servant whose contributions to the advancement of women and social development have continued to inspire positive change. He explained that the award was in recognition of her commitment to promoting the welfare, rights, and empowerment of women, as well as a support for initiatives that foster social inclusion and unity in the state. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okwebelo has again dismissed claims linking students of Ambrizali University AAU Ekuma to the recent unrest in the town, insisting that the incident was not a student protest but a criminal operation carried out by non-students exploiting the university environment. The governor stated this on Tuesday during a meeting with the president of the Student Union Government SUG of Ambrizali University, where issues surrounding the disturbance, arrest, and security concerns were extensively discussed. According to the governor, Senator Monday Okwebelo, intelligence reports available to the state government indicate that the violence was orchestrated by a group known as the Ambrose Ali Comrade Community, made up of individuals who are no longer students but allegedly loiter around the campus to foment trouble and extort law-abiding students. He assured the SUG leadership that any genuine students arrested in the course of restoring order will be promptly identified and released. The governor strongly condemned the burning of markets and destruction of property in Ekpoma, warning that anyone found sponsoring or using hoodlums to destabilize communities in Edo State would face the full weight of the law, regardless of political affiliation. He further emphasized that the Edo State government harbors no ill feelings towards AAU students, stressing that the university remains closed and that no arrests were made within the campus. Reinforcing the governor's position, the SUG president of Ambrose Ali University, Comrade Osadebame Ehizoge Michael, described attempts to link the arrest to students as unfortunate and misleading. Also speaking, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration of the University, Professor Andrew Ermusele, confirmed that no arrests were made within the AAU campus, further distancing the institution from the incidents. The second phase of training for members of the Environmental Compliance Corps has commenced, with participants engaging in early morning kinetics, physical exercises, and parade drills as part of preparation for their formal inauguration into service. Beetv News Precious Agmalaho reports that the Environmental Compliance Corps members are set to parade before the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okwebelo, on Wednesday, 14th January, as part of activities marking their formal inauguration into service. Beetv News Zegina Mohammed completes the report.
The second phase of the training, which also held at the John Odige Oyegun Public Service Academy, commenced with Environmental Compliance Corps members participating in early morning kinetics, physical exercises, and parade drills. The activities were designed to build discipline, fitness, and coordination as they prepare for the grand finale, where they will parade before the governor, Senator Monday Okwebelo, and be formally inaugurated into service. The Honorable Commissioner of Environment and Sustainability, Honorable Barrister Nosa Adams, graced the parade to show support and encouragement to the corps members as they continue their training. Professor O.G. Zebua, who took the corps members through the newly enacted law establishing the Environmental Compliance Corps, he explained the legal frameworks in details, educated them in the various sections of the law and their responsibilities to ensuring proper enforcement of compliance. He also highlighted the penalties for environmental law offenders, including the fines to be paid, emphasizing the importance of enforcing the law with professionalism and integrity.
First priority measures like monitoring, reporting, implementing environmental management systems. Going beyond just avoiding penalty to foster cooperation, responsibility and stewardship.
The question and answer session followed, during which some of the Environmental Compliance Corps members sought clarity on specific issues. They raised concerns about enforcing compliance without using force, especially in situations where offenders do not have shops but litter public spaces. Others asked how hawkers and drivers who indiscriminately dispose of waste can be held accountable. One final question focused on whether landlords should be held responsible when shop owners trade and litter in front of their buildings.
If in a situation whereby the defaulter does not have a shop and they are, littering the street by, putting their business, whatever they are selling by the street, what will
a house where you have traders or stores at the front of the house, and there's a landlord inside the house, and you're seeing waste in the gutter at the front of the house, who is to be accosted? Is it the landlord inside or sell paper inside or the stores outside? So we have to
The Code of Conduct and Ethics in Public Service for the newly inducted Environmental Compliance Corps members was delivered by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Rebecca Bamayi. She emphasized the importance of discipline, professionalism, and integrity in the discharge of their duties. She said their conduct must reflect public trust, accountability, effective revenue recovery, and strict compliance with environmental laws. She also emphasized that their actions will directly impact the image of the ministry, hence the need to uphold high standards of professionalism and integrity at all times. She highlighted the core ethics expected of the Compliance Corps members, which include integrity, accountability, transparency, impartiality, and confidentiality. These values, she said, are essential for effective service delivery and to maintain public confidence in their duties. She then addressed
challenges that we have faced in the state and in the country. Professor Oji Zewa today took the participants through the various legal frameworks, environmental legal framework, vis-a-vis the newly enacted Edo State law that regulates the environment. So the two also is also arranged for us to prepare them for the theory, and hence we have to share the T-shirt, the face cap, and other materials they will require to discharge their responsibility as compliant corps, and also to prepare them physically through kinetic training for tomorrow, because tomorrow they are going to give the governor a special salute for His Excellency to formally inaugurate them before they take off for their various local government areas.
Other Compliance Corps members who spoke appreciated the Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability for the opportunity. They also stated that the new initiative will go a long way in improving the cleanliness and general environmental standard of Edo State.
Is a very interesting, meeting, the training, and I can tell you of a truth that there are so many areas that need to be looked into, and which we, by the reason of the training, were able to the light was thrown on that area.
Opportunity to thank the Honorable Commissioner of what he has done to impart this kind of knowledge to us. I think we are going out there to make sure that Edo State is clean.
Branded T-shirts and caps were distributed to the Compliance Corps members as part of the official uniform, followed by the closing remarks delivered by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Bamayi Rebecca. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
There are indications that the Rivers State House of Assembly may be considering a lifeline for Governor Simisalayi Fubara and his deputy amid a looming impeachment threat. This follows appeals by some lawmakers urging their colleagues to reconsider the move in the interest of peace. According to sources, the shift in position was influenced by interventions from concerned political stakeholders. These lawmakers urge their colleagues to tender justice with mercy and explore other ways to resolve the crisis instead of pushing forward with removal. They emphasized the need for dialogue and restraints to preserve peace in Rivers State.
Of our fellow colleagues, having listened to so many pleas, calls from our elders and leaders, both within and outside the state, begging for leniency. We are begging, calling our colleagues to reconsider our step and see how this matter can be resolved amicably, even though the governor and the deputy governor has infringed on the Constitution.
We, as people, as members of the 10th Assembly, we want to plead with our colleagues to please reconsider. This, we have received calls from leaders, from people in River State, outside River State, and we see that you don't raise the axe and swing it as you raise it. So we plead with our colleagues to reconsider, to please reconsider, provided the governor too has a role to play. He too must make sure he doesn't infringe furthermore on the Constitution.
operatives say they are not letting their guard down following an attack by suspected bandits on a police station near the Dangote cement factory in Obajana. Although the assailants were repelled, the attack claimed the life of a member of the Civilian Joint Task Force. The reports.
The bullet-riddled walls bear silent witness to violent assault. On Sunday evening, armed attackers invaded the Obajana Divisional Police Headquarters in large numbers, triggering hours of heavy gunfire that plunged the city into fear. Although security operatives eventually pushed back in the assailant, a member of the Civil Joint Task Force was killed in the attack.
We need more security.
In response to the attack, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of special operations led a high-level assessment visit to the area, accompanied by the Kogi State Commissioner of Police and other senior security officials. During the visit, he called for improved intelligence gathering and strong collaboration between security agencies and local communities.
Those people arrested are assets to us now. One of our very valuable volunteers paid the supreme price. I'm sad that Umar has to die that way.
Police say the attack was a retaliation against recent coordinated air and ground operations that dismantled bandit camps, disrupted criminal networks, and neutralized several suspects in the area. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The federal government has inaugurated the third mainland bridge closed-circuit television CCTV monitoring center. The facility is equipped with high-definition CCTV cameras covering both the bridge deck and underwater section, a dedicated surveillance boat, and 2 operational Hilux vehicles to support monitoring and rapid response. Minister of Works David Umahi explained that the system will allow real-time monitoring with designated laybys on the bridge, enabling enforcement without disrupting traffic flow. Nigeria is stepping up efforts to cut off the financial lifelines that sustain terrorism across the region. In Abuja, senior military officers, security experts, and key government officials have gathered at the National Defense College for a strategic course aimed at countering the financing of terrorism and strengthening regional security. The reports.
At a time when security threats are becoming increasingly complex, the National Defense College is convening top decision makers from the military, intelligence community, finance institution, and government agencies. The focus is on a less visible but critical front in the fight against terrorism. How extremist groups fund the operation. The strategic level course on countering the financing of terrorism and regional security is designed to deepen understanding to how terror networks raise, move, and use funds, and how those channels can be disrupted. The 5-day program aims to strengthen collaboration among institutions responsible for tracking and cutting off these financial flows.
Terrorist groups embed both formal and informal communities and other criminal activities to sustain their operations. Thus, countering the financing of terrorism is not just a financial or legal obligation, but also a vital component of our broader national and regional security strategy. The Islamic State and Al-Qaeda affiliated group in the sub-region, including Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Jamaatul Nasrul al-Islam wal-Muslimin, have evolved into financially sophisticated cross-border networks.
Participants are expected to engage in high-level discussions on leadership, decision-making, and enforcement mechanisms while aligning Nigerians' efforts with international best practices in counter-terrorism financing. Beyond policy and strategy, organizers places strong emphasis on cooperation not only within Nigeria but across the wider region.
It's all about money. There's no way the terrorists, insurgents,
Even bandit can operate if he hasn't gotten the money. He needs money to buy a weapon. He needs money for logistics, petrol, water. He needs money to even spend. If it is kidnappers, they kidnap you, they need to feed you. Even if it is minimal, even if it is water they are going, it's logistics. Now, but when you come to Africa particularly, we know that terrorists, insurgents, they need a lot of logistics. And this logistics are not part, and the kernel point, the compact core of this logistics is finance.
As terrorist group continue to adapt, authorities insist that responses must evolve as well, moving beyond the battlefield to target the financial networks that enable violence. Through this course, the National Defense College aims to strengthen both national and regional capacity to confront terrorism at its roots. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The people of Udugulu in the East Senatorial District have declared their support for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Benga Daniel as the senator representing the district. They made it known during the BAT-OGD midterm community assessment review told for the local government area. The report.
Members of the All Progressive Congress and residents of Udugulu local government area have reaffirmed their support for President Bola Tinubu. They gathered for the BAT-OGD midterm community assessment review in the local government area. Traditional rulers, village heads, artisans, market women, community groups, and politicians attended the event, demonstrating solidarity and commitment to Senator Benga Daniel and President Bola Tinubu.
And the collective will of the constituents here represents His Excellency Senator Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, TCFR, and His Excellency the Senator Justus Otumba Benga Daniel, NSC.
I hereby support the motion to adopt His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his second term in office as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency the Senator Otumba Benga Daniel for one second term as Senator representing the Ogun Senatorial District for second time.
Features of the program includes empowerment support, distribution of items, and free medical checkups and medication for those in need. Speaking at the event, Senator Benga Daniel expressed appreciation for the people's support of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and highlighted projects he has facilitated as the first-term senator. He noted that he has sponsored 17 bills and moved 3 motions.
Since we formally won this movement in September 2025 at Igode in Shagamu, this Odogolu tour marks number 7 in this series of engagement over the past few months. This movement supports Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Otumba Benga Daniel. It's about accountability, community engagement, people-driven representation, and unwavering commitment to the renewed hope agenda of our president while advising the government of Ogun East.
The senator said plan an advanced stage to reach consensus on the name and capital of the proposed Ijebu-Remo state, a new state being pursued by the old Ijebu province, currently under consideration by stakeholders and awaiting progress through the National Assembly. He urged the people of both Ijebu and Remo to remain united in order to ensure the success of the initiatives. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv.
The heat is firmly on insurgents in the northeast as Nigerian troops intensify battlefield pressure on Boko Haram and ISWAP strongholds. From forced surrenders to the destruction of notorious terror camps, the military says its sustained offensive are steadily shrinking the terrorist base and weakening their will to fight. The report.
Troops of Operation Hatton has sustained aggressive offensive operation against Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists across Borno State. Significant gains were recorded through clearance operations and fighting patrols under Operation Desert Sanity 5. Troops maintained sustained pressure along the Azewa-Joko axis on 10 January 2026, forcing 10 terrorist fighters to surrender. The suspects laid down their arms, including AK-47 rifles and assorted ammunition, in what the military described as a direct outcome of relentless troop dominance in the area. A day earlier, troops called out extensive clearance operation within the Bula Alda cluster, where several active terrorist enclaves and camps were destroyed at Bajamba, Boni, Yaganari, Kusuri, and Umchili, including the infamous Abu Nazar and Abu Hamad camps. During the operation, troops dismantled key life support structures, disrupted terrorist logistics, and recovered items such as terrorist flags, weapons, and loaded magazines. Similar offenses in Yali and Bolaga area dislodged fleeing terrorists, leading to the destruction of additional logistic facility and the recovery of weapons, ammunition, and a general-purpose machine gun. In a related intelligence-led operation, troops engaged Jas and ISWAP terrorists between Sijeri and Kamla villages, killing 8 terrorists and recovering AK-47 rifles. Elsewhere, 2 suspected terrorist logistic collaborators were arrested in Gubio local government area for allegedly supplying critical support to terrorist groups. The military say troops remain resolute and unwavering, sustaining offensive pressure, dismantling terror networks, and advancing efforts to restore lasting peace and security across the northeast. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The Supreme Court has ordered parties to return to the Court of Appeal to resolve the issue of legal representation and thereafter report back on 26 January 2026. The Supreme Court also cautioned counsel that in matters of debt recovery, the debtor should be encouraged to pay the debt rather than filing frivolous appeals and applications. Also in court was the receiver manager Abubakar Sulu Gambari-san, representing First Bank of Nigeria Quest. Other parties included FBN Quest Merchant Bank Limited and First Trustees, represented by Babak Kokusan, Victor Ganosan, Payamal Fagi Kiki, and Buchi Be Afula. We'll take a quick short break and we'll be right back shortly. Please stay with us.
Gone but not forgotten. Our dearly beloved mommy and matriarch, late Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Mommy, it's been 8 years since you left us in this sinful world. And just like a burnt down library, our world crashed when death took you away from us. As our mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and mother-in-law, we will not forget in a hurry the great lessons you taught us, especially your prayerful lifestyle that brought us closer to God. We remember your undying love, care, and passion for God and man. The entire family of Yorama Irabo of Ogo Town in Orion local government area of Edo State cordially invites the public to the 8 years remembrance of their daughter, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Date, January 13, 2026. Venue, Rose Garden Event Center, number 22, Giwa Amo Street, off Airport Road, GRA, Benin City. Time, 12 p.m. prompt. Mommy, continue to rest until we meet to part no more. We love you dearly. Signed, Ambassador Ogene Osaumese JP for the family.
Welcome back and now to the business segments. The 2026 Appropriation Bill has earmarked 1.38 trillion naira for pensions, gratuities and retirees' benefits across federal government agencies, security services, parastatals and universities. The report.
The pension office will get 18.41 billion naira. Parastatals and universities will share 207.81 billion naira, while the National Pension Commission has been allocated 427.04 billion naira for gratuities, pension protection, and consequential adjustments. Other allocations include benefits for former heads of service, retired professors, ESCC retirees, and group life assurance for ONDAs, totaling 2.19 trillion naira on the service-wide vote. 15 states will spend more than 10 trillion naira on infrastructure this year, an ambitious fiscal push to upgrade roads, schools, hospitals, and public utilities. Analysis of their budget by newsmen has shown. Together, the subnationals, which include Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, Anambra, Kano, Imo, Yobe, Ebonyi, Oyo, Kaduna, Ekiti, Osun, Ondo, Edo, and Plateau, earmarked a total of 10.7 trillion naira for capital expenditure in 2026. Between November 2025 and January 2026, governors presented budgets to their state legislatures and assented to approve proposals. The emphasis on capital expenditure is intended to boost human capital, enhance public services, and stimulate regional economies. The ultimate effects will hinge on how efficiently and promptly these allocations are executed. Agents operating in the nation's maritime sector, including members of the African Association of Professional Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria and Association of Nigeria Licensed Customs Agents, Western Zone, among others, on Monday shut down business operations at the Apapa office of the Mediterranean Shipping Company over the recent hike in charges by shipping companies, lamenting that it would fuel inflation in an already fragile economy. These aggrieved agents came out in large numbers at the office of the shipping company, demanding that activities at the shipping company remain closed from 6 a.m. on Tuesday today until the shipping company reverts to its former charge. They maintain that the cumulative burden of port-related charges is steadily pushing up the cost of imports, with consequences that will ultimately be borne by consumers. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning that any country conducting business with Tehran would face a 25% tariff on their exports to the United States. The announcement comes as Iran faces its largest anti-government protests in years, sparked by economic hardship, political grievances, and widespread frustration with the ruling regime. The report.
Speaking from the White House, Trump said the United States is closely monitoring the situation in Iran and is prepared to take economic measures against nations that maintain trade ties with the Iranian government. Any country that does business with Iran will face consequences, including a 25% tariff on goods exports to the United States, he said. Without specifying which nation might be immediately affected, the protests in Iran, which have drawn global attention, are centered on rising inflation, unemployment, and restrictions on civil liberties. Demonstrators have taken to the streets in major cities calling for political reforms and greater freedoms. The unrest has posed a challenge for Tehran, which has responded with security crackdowns while attempting to control the narrative domestically. U.S. officials described Trump's tariff threat as a measure to pressure Iran and its international partners, signaling that countries maintaining commercial relations with Tehran would face economic isolation. Analysts say the move could further strain diplomatic ties between the United States and countries that have long-standing trade relations with Iran, including European and Asian nations. The Trump administration's stance reflects its broader strategy to measure pressure on Iran, combining economic sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and potential trade penalties to influence the Iranian government's behavior. How other other nations' response to this latest warning could have significant implications for global trade and geopolitical dynamics in the Middle East. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
A leading Nigerian Fuji musician, Saheed Osupa, has reacted publicly after a controversial Islamic cleric, Al-Waraki Olopameta, sparked nationwide outrage by predicting his death. The issue began when a video circulated online showing Olopameta claiming that Osupa would die on January 10, 2026, which he described as a divine revelation. The report.
In the video, the cleric insisted that God revealed the singer's death to him. He swore by the Quran and his own life to support the claim. Olopameta further said he admired Saheed Osupa as a fan. He alleged that the singer could only avoid death by carrying out a ritual sacrifice. According to him, Osupa was instructed to kill a white ram, attach his name to it, and present it as a sacrifice to avert the predicted fate. The claim immediately triggered strong condemnation from Nigerians across social media. Many described the statement as dangerous and irresponsible. In another development, Nollywood actress and filmmaker Toyin Abraham has reached a new high point in her career as her movie Ovasabi Auntie records an impressive box office performance. The film, which marks Toyin Abraham's debut as a director, has generated over 850 million naira at the box office. This achievement makes it the highest grossing film ever produced under Toyin Abraham Productions. Film One, the distributor of the movie, announced the milestone while praising the actress for her commitment and consistency in delivering successful projects. The company also highlighted the film's strong reception nationwide. Reacting to the news, Toyin Abraham expressed gratitude to God and her fans, describing the moment as emotional and surreal. She credited her supporters for standing by her throughout the journey. Former Big B Niger star Angel Smith has sparked massive reactions online after a video emerged showing her and her girlfriend flaunting what appears to be a wedding ring and a marriage certificate. The reality TV star was seen with her alleged girlfriend in a clip that has since gone viral, fueling reports that the pair may have tied the knot in the United States. In the trending video, Angel and her partner appeared relaxed and happy as they admired the ring together. The moment quickly caught the attention of fans, with many concluding that the ring was a wedding ring. Reports claim that Angel married her lesbian partner, identified as Tumi, in the United States. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Izibili reporting for Beetv News.
The Confederation of African Football will conduct the draw for the preliminary round of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers on Tuesday, officially beginning the road to the tournament. CAF on Monday released the official pots for the teams involved in the preliminary stage, setting the framework for the opening features of the qualification campaign. The reports.
Pot 1 includes Lesotho, Burundi, Ethiopia, Swatini, South Sudan, and Mauritius, while Pot 2 comprises Chad, Sao Tome and Principe, Djibouti, Somalia, Seychelles, and Eritrea. According to CAF, each team in Pot 1 will be paired against the team from Pot 2, with the first leg to be hosted by the lower-ranked nation. The ties will be decided over 2 legs, with the 6 winners from the preliminary round advancing to the group stage run draw of the AFCON 2027 qualifiers. The victorious team will join Africa's top 42 ranked nation in the race for a place at the continent's premier football tournament. The 2027 AFCON will be the 35th edition of the competition, with the host nation yet to be confirmed by CAF. Nigeria, as one of Africa's top-ranked nations, will not participate in the preliminary round and will be seeded directly into the group stage when that draw takes place. The Super Eagles are currently competing at the 2025 AFCON in Morocco, where they have won all 5 matches to reach the semi-finals against host Morocco on Wednesday. Tottenham Hotspur are closing in on the signing of Atletico Madrid midfielder Conor Gallagher after moving ahead of Aston Villa in the race for the England international. As reported by BBC News Sport on Tuesday, Spurs expect to complete a €35 million deal for the 25-year-old after indicating they are prepared to meet Atletico's valuation in full. Villa had been confident of landing Gallagher and were viewed front runners earlier in the window, but their preference for an initial loan deal with an option to buy failed to convince the Spanish club. Atletico have been open to selling Gallagher outright this summer. The Tottenham's willingness to proceed with a permanent transfer has put them firmly in pole position. While personal terms have not yet been finalized, discussions are ongoing and are understood by a formality. Favour Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
And that is the size of a news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6. I remain Evelyn Izibili. Thank you and have a good night.